What am I doing here? So we're going to turn this camera around. Hey everybody, I think I'm on. I don't know. Anyway, I decided I'm going to sit outside today and take in this solar eclipse, and I'm not going to look at it. I'm going to turn my face towards my home, and I got my cards out here, my tarot cards out here with me. I have my runes out here with me, just so that you can get a little taste of it, you know. Energized. And I figured I would do it this way, because I did not go out and buy the glasses, nor did I tear up any cereal boxes. Been there, done that. So, just gonna let myself get a moment outside, enjoy some of nature for a moment, and see what effects, if any, I feel on me while it's going on. Any energies that I can tap into. It's nothing wrong with it. It's nature. It's the creator. It's time. The science of the divine, right? So I was getting ready to do messages today for Virgo. Yes. And this starts right now. It's Virgo's time. So I had laid out the cards, and that's a separate thing. But I started to get intuitive messages, which I guess is why I decided to come out here and experience this solar eclipse physically. So I guess this is talking about what's going on in politics, what's concerning a lot of us. It says a lot of things are happening in the world. This is based on the cards that I pulled when I was setting up the reading for Venus. So said a lot of things are happening in the world, and there are those willing to stand up to the bully through the fire. Secrets are being exposed. Changes and transformations. Lots of wars, battles being fought in the air and in the sea. And in the air means media, over the airwaves, TV. It doesn't have to necessarily mean like the Air Force, or, you know, it could be bombs. The sea. In Yoruba, we believe that, you know, Olokun controls the sea, and no one knows what lies at the bottom of the ocean. So there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. That's what I was getting. A lot of battles and discussions being waged behind the scenes, things that we don't know about. Those may be positive or negative, but it's leading to some type of a change. It said the Spirit said a family sacrifice is going to topple his strength. It also said all hands on deck to fight this dragon. So it's going to take a whole lot of people to bolster or affect this change from all sides, from inside, from outside, from around, from across the seas and across the air. It's a lot. It's going to be prayer. It's going to be strategy. It's going to be science. This is a big fight. This is a big dragon. This is something we've never had to deal with before. There are things going on that in other situations, it's not like it's couldn't be conquered if we didn't have such stringent rules, about democracy and how do you remove the president, how do you remove someone who is inept in office. There's no requirement for certain psychological clearances, apparently. So we set ourselves up for something like this to grow, to come in. I'm just taking these runes out and I'm turning them over. Runes is definitely a tool that takes its energy from the sun and the moon. At least that's the way I've always felt about it for my runes. And so I laid them all out face up, and I'm going to let them stay here. Again, I don't want to turn around and look at the sun. And I do have my sunglasses here, but, well, my glasses at transition, which I guess would probably be a good idea to put them on. Yeah. Definitely. So, I turned this camera sideways so I can't read. Wait, y'all. Excuse me. I'm going to move this chair forward. Okay, and I'm going to turn this camera on its side. Hey, Stephen Gill and Tina. Hi, Tina. Oh, we did this before. This happened during my lifetime before, right? Right, Godfrey? We went through this before. So it's not anything scary or anything, but no, you're not supposed to look at the sun, the solar eclipses or lunar eclipses, not directly at them. I woke up early this morning out of a sound sleep and started texting my grandbaby, telling them not to look up at the sun. And they're like, why? So I had to explain it. My grandson, of course, he knew. My granddaughter was like, yeah, okay. But why? But why? But why? Okay, much better? Okay, good. Yeah, because I had to turn the long way so I could see behind me. But this is fine. Because I'll see the shadow when the sun and the moon transpose one another. When the moon crosses in front of the sun, that's what's happening, right? The moon is crossing in front of the sun. And it'll get dark, but we'll all see it, and we don't have to look at it. We're not children. We know what the sun looks like. We've seen it before. Hi, Panther Entertainment. Hello. So anyway, that's what I decided I was going to do out here. And let me just put this here. I've been getting lots of messages about nature, too. Especially last month for the Sagittarius reading and the bonus Sagittarius reading that I ended up putting up because Sagittarius, they were so good about sharing. Hi, everybody. Hi. Stunner. They were so good about sharing the Sagittarius message last month, which is, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Hey, Phyllis. That's the whole point. So, I did another additional reading for them last week with the new cards that I had gotten. And I figured I'd give myself a little bit of a break time's starting to get away from me because it is already the end of the month. And this is like real special. You know, my son turns 22 tomorrow. So this is the reason why I wanted to get out here and, you know, just commune, you know, touch my home, reinforce myself here, you know, encourage myself. Just enjoy the day a little bit, you know, enjoy it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't worry about it. Our bodies, you know, change over time, over years and things, but I believe that nature is healing for all of us, especially for us women, you know, because our cycle, we cycle with the moon. Okay, so even when it's, you know, when you come to that time of your life when you're not, you know, doing that so that you can procreate, it's still your body, it's still a woman, right? Right, ladies? So I'm just going to sit out here and relax. Hi, Dion. Miss Kendall, how are you? Oh, I miss you, girl. I miss a lot of the people that I work with. I just don't miss my job. Not for anything, but no. Anyway. But it did what it was supposed to do. It took care of the bills. And the good decision. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But then you get a chance to do what you love to do. And that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm starting to do these readings for people. So Virgo, I'll just go through what I got. I may have these cards here in their order, actually, because I just decided to bring them out and do this real quick, so I might have just laid them on top. Anyway, so anyway, those are intuitive messages I started to get, and it was about, it seemed to be political. It seemed that it had something to do with what's going on in politics down in D.C. with the madness that's going on. Hi, Lois. Lewis Roman. Hi, Lewis and David. Hi, David. So that was what that was. There's a lot of things happening, and people are standing up to a bully. So I guess that's explaining, or seeming to be explaining, why people are staying on working for this administration. You know, what does that say about them? Does that mean that they agree with the bigotry that has been magnified or exposed? And I guess this is affirming that for some of those, it's not that. They just feel that they need to be there in order to stand up to the bully. You know, it's amazing that you would think a time in our country's history would come when you would have all of these generals in the cabinet working so closely in the White House. Like, we wouldn't accept that under normal circumstances. This is like setting up for a military coup. But at the same time, you know, there's a part of this country that's praying for that. That would be the reason that we want all the adults in the room. Okay, yeah, okay, they're not really all, they're Republicans, remember that. But somebody with some moral something, some empathy for the humanity. That's not who they inaugurated. That person has no moral fiber, has no character. You can't depend on that person to make a rational, mature, empathetic decision. affecting others outside of himself. And I mean literally outside himself. I believe he would throw every person, every child, wife, ex-wife, whomever, under the bus. Anyway, as I said, we need all hands on deck. Do what you can do. Donate your time, money, energy, prayers, light them candles, do whatever you have to do, whatever you feel drawn to do. Just so divine order could be established in our government and in our world. It feels nice out here, though. Truly. Truly does feel really nice out here. Hey, Candy. Dion, yeah, agreed, right? But we have to just stay prayerful, we have to stay hopeful, optimistic, vigilant, resistant. We have to remain all those things. We have to remain resistant. We have to remain vigilant. What ugly scenes, that we've seen lately out here in the world. All those fights that we fought, all those steps forward that we thought we took. Always, 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 always. They cannot think. They can't. What? Ace of water. That's a victory, right? That's fun. It came out upside down, and when I looked at it, it said they're not playing. That's what my spirit said to me when I looked down at the card. It was upside down, and I know that means that the Ace of Water with that dolphin, that means youth, playfulness, fun, good times. But when I was shuffling and it just fell in my lap and I looked down at it, the first thing it says, they're not playing. So, they're not playing. They're not playing, y'all. Man. They're not playing. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we ready to do? What are we prepared to do? How much bloodshed will satisfy them? And on whose side? Two of Earth just came up as I was sitting here. Ooh. Followed by the Two of Fire next, right behind it. So it's talking about protecting your home, right? Protecting your home. Education. Two of Fire. Protecting your home. Educating yourselves. Knowing your history. Then there was a seven of Earth. Providing, making provisions making provisions, supplies, to provide for your family, for your loved ones. The Babalorisha, right? That's having the power in your hands to have all the tools that you need. Being a leader. So I would say these cards are telling us right here that we need to protect our home. And we have to get ready. We have to we have to educate ourselves. We have to know what we're doing. We have to make preparations. We have to gather. We have to gather. So, be prepared. Start preparing yourselves, folks. Oh, yes, I think so, Dion. I think so. I think that's what the Spirit's trying to tell us right here. Oh. Be prepared to protect your home, and be prepared to educate yourselves and your families, know what's going on. Hi, Joanne. Joanne and Jason Whitehead. Hello, Joanne. I agree with you. I agree. Yeah, that's what it seems to be saying here. So let's, all I was sitting here doing was, hi, Kathy Daniels. It's just shuffling, sitting here, waiting for the eclipse to happen, and seeing what messages I get, what the Spirit tells me while I'm sitting here. And it's so funny. Here I'm looking at this. This is my other deck, the ones I ruined before I bought these. I told y'all, and I had them set aside, but they stay in the bag with the cards. And as I just looked over, it's the same card. The two of fire is at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, this is about getting. Hi. Oh, sorry. Oops, Kathy. That's all right. Okay, what fell? While I'm talking and shuffling and not watching, something jumped out. Let's see what that was. Excuse me, folks. Okay. Okay. The Five of Earth. That's what it was. And this talks about transformations. This talks about sacrifice, transformations, something being put. This is a volcano, right? So the Five of Earth, and these cards, these are Orisha cards. And if you look across, these are 5 bats. They're not birds, they're bats in the clouds. And there's a moon. And there's that ram, that Aries energy. So this is about fire. This is about Aries. This was indicating an Aries man also in, when I got those intuitive readings, one of the cards, the bottom of it said Aries male. And every time I try to keep looking it up, I get distracted. Like, who is this Aries male in the Trump administration? I know that Lotus is Gemini. So somebody around him, there's an Aries male somewhere around him. But what this is saying to me is that person is going to be sacrificed. Or they're going to go through something and come out on the other side of this sacrifice transformed. So it's not death, it's a transformation. It's a sacrifice with a meaning, with a purpose. So there's some negative things hovering around the administration. No shit. Okay. And somebody's going down. Somebody's going to be the sacrificial lamb. And at the end of it, there is going to be a transformation. It's going to be a change. If that Aries male in the administration, if anybody knows what that is, I don't know how to. I'm having a hard time with my electronic devices. My iPad won't keep a charge. My cell phone won't hold a charge. But that's part of this whole transition thing. This eclipse coming in, especially for fire signs, I heard this morning. So that's interesting. So if somebody will probably come to their senses and resign, well, that's what I think would be the best thing for him to do. Just because he's only about himself and he wants to save himself. Hey, Clay, that the best thing in his interest, the way to keep everybody from knowing how broke his ass really is, because that's really all he's worried about. How much he's not a billionaire and how much he owes. And to whom, which is why he was willing to sell the United States to any bidder. So he's, hi Brandon. So that's what that's about. He has no loyalty to this country, to any country. The same way we have DNA and genetic things that make us the way we are, everybody does. Little habits you have, things that you're more vulnerable to, belief systems even maybe, apparently, fears, personality disorders. And this is the man whose grandfather, left his country of origin, and then came to the United States, and then went back to his country of origin, and then tried to regain citizenship there, and they were like, no, you're only doing that because you're too old to become a soldier, and you went to the United States to dodge your military duties, so therefore we don't want you. Beat it. So this card here just jumped out. Messages from the earth. Okay? And this is about someone who has planted a lot of seeds, and he is very concerned with his money, and he's made a lot of money. A lot of that money is behind him, but he's put seeds out in front of him that he expects to reap the benefits for. Okay, this is a narcissistic card. We've talked about that before. This is about narcissism. Dwarves and elves, they symbolize that. But he's surrounded by gold, and he's expecting returns on his investments in front of him. And who's that sound like? And then these two cards came in. Wow. Okay, so this is Iku. Now, Iku is death, right? This is the death card, right? Iku. Iku in Yoruba is death, but this is reversed. And even if it wasn't reversed, it's not talking about death per se, even though it could be, but we're not. I'm sure this is not what we're talking about here. This is transformations, again, changes. Something changing around this person. And this is Eshu. Eshu is the keeper of the paths, crossroads. Okay, person who the deity, the Orisha in Yoruba about of crossroads. Okay, it's a male, and he's opening a path. But this was reversed, as was this, and it fell out with this. So it was this, this, and this. And what this says to me is that this person, this narcissistic person who has made a lot of money, and he's expecting a return on some money that some things that he's invested, that he's surrounded by gold, and he's concerned about retaining his fortune, retaining his good luck, retaining his money. There's something that's going to change, that's going to cut off his path. Something. There's some man. There's some male energy that's coming into his way that's going to block him. So, as the cards that fell before, I think we're painting a picture that there's somebody around him that's going to block something, that's going to stand in his way for something. Hi, Raymond. Hi, Raymond. Hi, Marcia Lisi. Someone around him is going to block him, and that's why they're there. And like I was saying, my electronic stuff isn't working, so if under normal circumstances, I would be able to, Google it or look it up on the internet on another device while I was doing this. But because everything's acting crazy, I can't do that right now. So, there's some Aries male around him. Now, if it's not an Aries, it's going to be one of the fire signs, Sagittarius or Leo. Someone around him, Trump, who is going to be standing in the way of his plans or his tendencies, his aspirations. That's what the Spirit said. His aspirations. The things that he's trying to do, the things that comes to his mind to do. There's someone there who's not resigning, who hasn't resigned yet. And the reason that person hasn't resigned yet is they feel that they're what's standing in the way of us and Trump and disaster. Hi, my TJ. Hi, how are you? I hope I'm saying it right. So, we're just sitting out here seeing what happens. Let my rooms soak up some of this solar eclipse energy. Can't be bad for it. Can only be good for it. Trying to let myself soak up some of this energy. So, we can sit here, just pull the cards, and see what messages we can get, what they want to tell us about what's going on in the United States right now, North America. And I'm asking about the United States because that's where I am, that's where I live, this is where I was born, this is my native land, my country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, all of that. So, and I'm sure whatever's going on in the United States is of concern to everyone across the globe. Why wouldn't it be? Unfortunately, you all know more about us than we know about you, which is part of the problem. That person needs to stand up against his family. Yes, unless maybe they're part of his family, which I doubt. But yeah, that person needs to stand up. But I guess maybe that person is trying to buy their time for some reason. We can't have a coup in the White House. That's I guess that's what everybody's trying to avoid. I mean, it's going to have to be that. Unless he decides to resign, somebody's going to have to come at him, and he is not going to resign unless he thinks unless he feels he can trade not having his finances exposed with resigning his office. So like they'd have to hold his tax returns hostage. They can't, see, that's the thing. That he holds that dearer than anything. He holds that dearer than anything. And if we start getting leaks on his tax returns before the people who can make him leave, do it, present it to him. See, again, we're talking about a con artist. We're talking about the art of the deal. He's got to be able to know that he's getting something for any kind of stipulation that he's getting. See, he's going, the outcast. He's out. He's moving. He's moving, and this is water. Okay, so there's some movement here. But he's not trying to do it without getting something from it. You know, because that's what money grabbers do, right? That's what con artists do. They want something. You know, con artists will sell you, a con artist will see a car on the street and convince you that they're going to sell you that car. You give them a deposit. I've heard of it, seen it done. That's a hustle some people have, that they will sell you a car. If they don't do it anymore, it was a hustle back in the day. People will sell you someone else's car. They have no access to it, don't know nothing about it, but they've convinced you enough for you to give them $50, $100 to hold it for them until you can come back with the rest of the money, and they can come back with the paperwork. That's a con artist. That's game. That's game. And what this we're dealing with is a gangster, or wannabe gangster, who deals in trading things for one thing for another. He gives up nothing unless he's getting it back, unless he's getting something back. So if they could somehow convince him that what he is trading, the presidency, he's trading that for retaining his privacy, retaining his mask, his allure, the illusion that he's created, his marketing, because his name, his face, that's the marketing ploy, right? So, yeah, I'm sorry, when I go out like that, you guys, that's because Spirit is telling me something. Be patient with me. That's what it is. They have to make a deal with him. So we can't be leaking too much stuff out as far as what's anything that Mueller can use against him to make him move his feet. But he has to go. Now, the only other thing, not the only other thing, because I don't know everything, you know, but the thing that occurred to me, he could fake his own death. Because he's a narcissist. Hi, Ruiz. Because he's a narcissist, if he could get to see his own funeral, to see the accolades, wait, quote unquote, accolades. Hi, Sharif, how you been? How are you? Happy Harlem week last week. If he could have the opportunity to see that final big presidential funeral that he is, that his ego would crave, to be able to witness his own funeral and all the opulence that would go along with it, that would feed his narcissism to the highest measure to benefit self, right? So if there's a way that he could fake a heart attack and then he dies and, we don't see it and whatever. Like that Enron guy did. He was supposed to go to jail Monday and he dies of a heart attack up in Colorado somewhere on Saturday. Okay, or Friday, so there was no body because he got cremated or some shit. Right before he was supposed to go to jail the next day. Okay, folks. So, didn't believe it then, never believe it. He might be dead by now, because it's been many, many years, and he was old. Just like, Helmsley, him and Leona, he pulled out his doctor's note and said, please excuse me from jail, because my wife did everything, because I'm too old and I didn't know what was going on. See you later, sweetie. And she went to jail. And Roger Stone and Donald Trump was involved with that bullshit too. That was about the Empire State Building, trying to get to buy it or to own more stock in it. And Leona Helmsley wasn't having it. Okay, that non-disclosure statement bullshit that Trump makes his people sign. That's because Leona Helmsley didn't have her people signing those kind of statements. That's something that Roger Stone helped Trump come up with. Because what happened to Leona Helmsley is her maids and the people in her household, they are the ones who turned on her and told on her and got her into the trouble because they told tales outside of school. And that's why Donald Trump always has his staff and everybody around him sign non-disclosure statements. Well, he can't do that in the White House with White House staff. So, hi Maribel. You can't do that with White House staff. People don't work for Donald Trump or the Trump Foundation or Trump Inc. or Trump Casinos. They work for the people of the United States of America. So, you can call them leakers if you want to. Well, one man's leakers is another country's whistleblower. And we'll deal with whatever leakage you feel that you're entitled to, claim someone is leaking or whatever you want to say. Feel free. But thank God for the leakers, we wouldn't know half the shit. Hey, Lawrence. We wouldn't know half the shit that's going on. So I'm just out here relaxing, enjoying my Monday. Take off the shoes and let my feet hit the ground, hit the bricks, so to speak. Really is a nice day out. Beautiful. Really beautiful. I'm just babbling. I'm just talking. Just as it comes. I'm shuffling the cards and enjoying it. enjoying nature. It really is nice. Yes, it's heavy. Yes, his hair is heavy. Yes, it's hot. I was going to cut it last time I got it done, and they talked me out of it. So we're going to see what I do the next time. Enough. We'll have to see. I went back to doing the French manicure rather than the colors that I have been doing for the last couple of years. So that's good. I feel good about that. That I changed to that nail color. My toes still have color though. Just cause. Babbling, no. Teaching. Oh, thank you, Lawrence. That's sweet. It's gotten a tiny bit cooler here. Just a few seconds. Okay, this card here. A lot of fire in this. A lot of messages from fire. This is the 5 of fire upside down. This is fighting. This is being all hands on deck. That's exactly what this is talking about. Everybody. Like I said before in the cards. The reading that I got for, starting to get for Virgo. We got to come at this at all sides. It's going to take a long time. It ain't going to be overnight. But it's a battle that has got to be waged and it's got to be fought. This is a big monster. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen right away. It's going to take time. But we have to fight. We have to all put up the fight. From wherever we are. From whatever side of the aisle, whatever your persuasion is. If you're not a Nazi, white supremacist, hateful bigot, the rest of us have to get to fighting. The rest of us need to get about our business. Because they are not playing. Okay? He is not playing and they are not playing. This is their last damn hurrah. They have, for the last 8 years, 9 years, even before that, but they were setting it up. They have been setting it up. And all of these halftime brothers and sisters that want to say, oh, Obama didn't do nothing for us and this and that. Like the hell they wasn't watching from day one. Day one, when Mitch McConnell stood in the Senate halls and said that they were determined to make sure that he was a one-term president. What did you think he was going to be able to do? Did you agree with all of the rest of the conservatives and Rush Limbaugh that he was, Barack the Magic Negro? That he was supposed to fix all the bullshit all those years. While these people are burning effigies outside of his home, looking for everything, calling his mother all kinds of whores and this and that, and questioning his birth and his family, his own brothers, half-brothers, siblings, getting on television and talking for money badly about him. And they attacked his preacher. They attacked his church home, his foundation. They attacked the black man's spiritual foundation. That they said that he was listening to teachings of a black nationalist theology. But what happened last week? The president got on television and the candidate had to get on television and apologize for having attended this church, this Christian church in his community, about a sermon that he may or may even not have even been in the audience for. Nobody died in Jeremiah Wright's church that day. Somebody died in Charlottesville. Well, that's okay, because we die all the time, every day. Hi, Angela. We die every day. And we have died every day. I mean, honestly, for myself as a mother, I don't think that that Donald Trump is worth spilling anybody's blood for any family, any mother, any father to lose their children behind some foolishness that Donald Trump is going on with. It should never get to that place and to that point. It should have never gotten to where we are. It's very disheartening. But we know Minister Farrakhan said yesterday, don't worry about it. God is not going to let Donald Trump destroy America. God has better plans for America than that. There's more payback coming. Okay. This card here just popped out. This is about God. This is about healing Oshumari. Okay, this is about the one God that heals, that loves. Even though that's a snake and it's all scary looking, snake is also signifies change. It also signifies healing, medicine. You know, that the Catechist has the 2 snakes on it. Because snakes are about healing. And we also know that Donald Trump said that he was a snake, right? That's what he told us during the campaign. He said that he asked, had anybody been familiar? He tried to say it was Hillary, Crooked Hillary. But that song, that poem, is about the person who comes in and slithers in and you feel that you can embrace them and bring them into your breast. And it turns out that they're the snake that you didn't expect that they were going to be. But they said, I was a snake when you picked me up. What did you think I was going to do? Hey, Nancy. But it came upside down. It flipped out upside down. So it's, again, slow. It's the change, the healing, the protection. On the other side, everything's going to be all right, but it's going to be slow. There are lessons that we have to learn, that we never allow this to happen to ourselves again. That the United States of America never puts itself in this position again. We have to make some type of qualifications, some type of hurdles that a person has to meet in order to, physically and mentally pass a certain standard. Some type of thing, and it can't just be, well, your doctor hands us some half-assed letter and some questionnaire, something that your bodyguard is outside waiting with the motor running for him and his nurse to type it up with typos included, and you hand that in as your medical clearance from your doctor. There's been nothing, not any documentation of health or wealth that, hey Daphne, good afternoon, that Donald Trump submitted to the American people. He proved nothing to you. Nothing. His doctor's note was bogus. All of these cards, when I said that, they just flew right off. Oh, that's funny. His doctor note was bogus. His medical clearance was bogus. He never showed you his tax returns. He falsified his what is that, freedom of information that you're following that you have to file. Who was, he had no plans. Wow. Okay, so this is the card of this Four of Air. This is about his enemies just picking at him, picking his bones. Enemies exposing you, being exposed, they're going over your information with a fine-tooth comb. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting that. And he got away with it. He made a big deal about Barack's birth certificate. Exactly. But again, that was because it was about media, you know, the ratings. Every time this idiot opened his mouth, once he came down that escalator, it's like the mainstream media lost their, all media lost their minds. And they needed to be, you know, having the camera on an empty podium with the microphone watching this nonsense. Anyway, the next card, this is about somebody praying. This is about imploring the ancestors, I'm getting. This is about this is about praying and imploring and asking for help. Yeah, he's afraid of being revealed. Again, path is being blocked. His world is upside down. This is the earth. The world is upside down. The moon. Secrets. Eclipses. Come on, you guys. Eclipses, right? Changes. Secrets. Secrets being exposed. Down there on the bottom by there. See that? That's a dagger going through somebody's heart. Getting to the heart of the matter. So that's okay, so we got this. Four of Air. Information messages. They're not letting up. 100 layers of the onion is being pulled back with that administration. That's exactly right. And this is what this is talking about, I believe. They are going to be going, he's going to be laid bare. But that's what he's afraid of. He's actually praying for help from somewhere. He's on, he's scared. He's never had to deal with anything like this. He's a frightened, belligerent child. Feels like his world is upside down. It's turning against him. And his paths are being blocked, right? Upside down. Secrets. Changes. Getting to the heart of the matter. Yeah, secrets. Something being, the victory being eclipsed, right? Because that sword, that's victory, right? But it's being eclipsed. That victory is being eclipsed. I'll say, girl. Thank you. Yeah, he feels like he's constrained. Okay, like a bird in the gilded cage. This is money being thrown away. He feels that money was thrown away. The situation he is making him feel very constrained. It's the 8 of water. I'm sorry, 7 of water. And the 8 of air, feeling like trapped. Messages. So he's being trapped by his words, I feel. He feels restrained. He feels like he's been trapped. He's being trapped by his own words. His words are coming back to haunt him. Okay. And this is the water element. And Yemiya. Again, Yemiya. She is the keeper of the sea. And it's upside down. So that could be a locum who does underneath. No one knows what lies at the bottom of the ocean. The water element also upside down. There's lots more to come out. A lot of secrets are going to be turned out of that bucket. We have no idea what's going to be at the bottom of the ocean in this situation, or what's going to surface, what's going to come to the surface. I'm kidding. We don't know what's going to come to the surface. It's going to be something significant. Hi. Oh, you. Hi, Kobe. Oh boy. Yeah. There's a lot of things. There's things that's going to be underneath the surface that are going to come up. So there's someone again around him who is a male, who is an Aries. If he's not an Aries, he's a fire sign, Sagittarius or Leo. And that person is staying where he is in order to whatever influence that they feel they can influence this. Yes, it is going to be epic, because this is a damn soap opera. This is a reality show. There's going to be DVDs. I'm waiting for that guy that did the Apprentice for him. That's his buddy. He's still living. I bet you there's all kinds of inside footage that as soon as Donald Trump is gone, they're going to be releasing it. It's going to be on, it's going to be like the Kardashians. Only worse. Only worse. Worse. As my people would say, worse. Yeah, it is going to be epic. It already is. And it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. I didn't get any water. I'm out here in this hot. But it's nice. It's beautiful out, actually. My neighbors. It is actually beautiful out. But I'm going to keep these glasses on because I don't know how this is going to affect, your eyes. I know you're not supposed to look at the sun when the solar eclipse business is going on. That's why I have my back turned. Well, my back's not turned to you. Oh, see? The guardian angels are watching. I take that to be for us, not him. I'm sure his guardian angels are watching over him too, wherever they are. But they got to be embarrassed by his behind. Or maybe his guardian angels are what's going to get us out of this, We all have lessons to learn. We all have paths. They can lead you down a path for a reason. We all have to learn a lesson. Haven't we all had lessons that we had to learn about things and the ways that we are? That we really believe when we're right, we're right. And haven't we all learned over years, that we're not always right? That we're not always doing the right thing, that we made a mistake, that we made a judgment. When they asked him about his relationship with God and has he ever felt a need to regret anything that he's done or ask for God's forgiveness, he said no, because he doesn't make mistakes. So he doesn't really have to do that because he tries not to make mistakes. Really? Hey, Steve. Really? Wow. Can you imagine? Even when you were a little kid, I think in Catholic school, when, you had to make up something to go into the confessional about. We all make errors and mistakes. But Trump sold such a bag of goods. He never went to any Christian church. He grew up in Dianetics, the power of positive thinking, how to make friends and influence people. That's not Christianity. That's an ideology. That's an indoctrination. That's what he grew up knowing and hearing. It's about money, 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 money. Hi, Jacqueline. Yeah, it's about money. That's all he ever grew up knowing about was money. That's what his father taught him. How to make a penny, how to save a dime. On the backs of other people. Signing contracts with contractors, and they perform the work. And once they perform the work, you don't pay them. And when they try to sue you for your payment, or if they insist on their payment, you try to bargain them down after you've already gotten their goods. Or you threaten to sue them for so much money. You take them through so many legal channels that it's not worth it for them. People lose their businesses. They have to lay off their workers. They have to fire employees. They have to close up shop. And these are those, small businesses. It may not be the mom and pop deli, but these are small businesses that employ, less than 100 people or even less than 500 people, but those are manufacturers, craftsmen, skilled labor. And he didn't pay those people ever. Hi, Jeff Hall. He didn't pay those people. Another card for fire. A returning hero. Upside down. Not. So this is like, there's a figure and he's surrounded by other men carrying a woman in his arms. Maybe they rescued her or saved her or kidnapped her, but they're bringing her back to the village. They're bringing her back, and he's protecting her as they're walking through. There may have been some type of a battle. And this is about males and females. Fire signs. Sagittarius. It's a male. It's a male fire sign that's around him. It's going to take a long time. It's going to be slow in coming. But they're going to rescue America. I guess America could be the woman in the arms of the returning hero. Maybe. So maybe it is one of the generals. Huh? Maybe it will be one of the generals. I don't know. I know Trump is a Gemini, so it's not him. Well, Google who around him. Is Jared an Aries? Daphne? Help me. Is the general, one of the generals, are they? Is Kellyanne Conway? Maybe she's going to come to the rescue to save her own ass. Let's not talk about Geminis right now. Y'all alright, but my brother's Gemini, and he's very quiet, but he does have a very nasty side when he gets angry enough, but not like this flip nonsense all the time. No. Very, easygoing person, very kind. And just when he's had enough, he's had enough. But, Bannon was a Sag? Okay, interesting. So that's a fire sign. Thank you, Daphne. Okay. So, all hands on deck to fight this dragon. Aries man. Fire sign. Okay, let's see. Kelly is Capricorn. The other one was too. Which other one? Kelly's a Capricorn. Okay. But things aren't going to be going too right for her right now because of this solar eclipse either. It was Sagittarius and Capricorn. And I think they said Pisces. The third one he fired, the first one he fired was a Sag too. Flynn? Oh. Really? Oh, well, maybe Mr. Flynn is the one that's gonna topple this thing down. Well, we had already thought that. I think most people. Was that Mike Flynn was the first general. That was the one that they fired at the very, very, very beginning, right after the inauguration. He was the one that was working for Turkey and Russia and everybody else, and didn't disclose it. He forgot. That was the one that the person at the Justice Department, the female that was working there, came and reported that he had lied on to the FBI, and so the FBI was going to be investigating him. Yeah. So So he's a Sag, he's a fire sign. This is interesting. Geminis and Sagittarius actually are good couplings, like marrying couples. They're not bad together. So I think that they would work together well, and that may be why, these people were around him. Because he's feeding off of that fire energy, those fire signs. But Bannon is a Sag, and Flynn is a Sag. Interesting. Okay, Daphne, what is James Comey? We might as well do this. Hi, Mike. How are you? I'm just sitting here enjoying the solar eclipse that we're supposed to have. I've been out here for a minute. You think that I would have thought about what time it started and came out here sooner, but that's okay. because I'm enjoying this energy, this chat. Jared is a Capricorn. Okay, Jared is a Capricorn. Okay. Again, we had that card, the Seven of Fire, was it? With the ram standing at the edge of the volcano that was going to be sacrificed. The goat, the ram, yes. But he was going to come out the other side transformed. Yeah, he may be the truth teller. He may be the one that they give up, the one that they try to throw under the bus, the sacrificial lamb. And he may come out on the other side saying, Comey's a Sag. Ooh, wow. Wow. That's a lot of fire around him. That's why these cards are coming up like that. There's a lot of fire around him. A lot of Sagittariuses. Yeah. Hey, Dorothea. Okay, yeah, the Five of Earth. That was the card I was just talking about. With the Capricorn. We said Jared is a Capricorn. Thank you so much, Daphne. You're helping me. Flynn is a Sag also, yeah. Okay. So, it's okay. So, Donald Trump is a Gemini. And Mike Flynn is a Sagittarius. Steve Bannon is a Sagittarius. James Comey is a Sagittarius. That's what's going on. It's too much. His Gemini is definitely being cut into. His Gemini energy is being cut into by all of this Sagittarius energy, this fire. Now that Capricorn, remember we had this card, the Five of Fire, again, fire sign. But there's a little ram, Capricorn, right? Aries or Capricorn, but Capricorn is a ram too. Sag are funny acting. See, that's because you're right, you don't care for them. That's that Gemini stuff. But see, that's what's the problem here. See, and Sagittarius don't even feel like that. Don't even care. You love Capricorn, okay. And that's why Gemini gets so along. He gets so well. He loves Jared. Hi, how are you? Good. He loves Jared, right? He took Jared in like the son he never had, right? Even though he has 3. That's why they were so close. That is why Jared is going to be the sacrificial lamb. But this, we had said, the volcano, the fire, the transformation, that's about Sagittarius. That's Sagittarius right there. So the Sagittarius, wait, what? No, I'm not telling what I am, Daphne. I do readings. I'm trying to be impartial. So that's the secret I'll hold on to for a minute, okay? Thank you so much for your love and your assistance. I'll tell you away one time, okay? Me and you, but you have to not tell it out. Okay, so is that a deal, Daphne? So that could be what this is. Yes, they are manipulative. They are manipulative. Geminis are great manipulators, especially the males. Yes, they are. They are. Very much so. Very much so. But again, in romance, they make Sagittarius, there's an attraction. And again, that could be why the working thing started off that way. You know, the work, these people around him, so much around him, Sagittarius, around this Gemini Trump. But that Capricorn, that could be Jared going through the transformation that some of these Sagittarius energies are going to put him through. Okay, Daphne. I will tell you off screen, I promise. I will. And thank you for understanding. Now, if you feel free to look up We have a tendency to say whatever we want. Yeah. Well, Sagittariuses do too. Very blunt. Sagittariuses are very blunt. They say whatever also. You know, it's just that they may... Geminis can be a little two-faced. They can lie a bit. You know, whatever they need to say to get ahead, and that's what it is. Vice President is a Gemini. There we go. So, there's the two of them. Geminis too, right? So the President and Vice President are both Geminis. So they're working in concert, and don't believe for 1 minute that Mike Pence didn't know from the beginning what he was getting himself into and what Donald Trump was up to. Him and the entire, you know, all of them. Yes, Geminis are not known for being forthright. Hi, Brenda. So, if you can, Daphne, if you want to continue to help, let's see what Mueller's sign is. Let's see what Robert Mueller's sign is. If he's Sagittarius, then Trump just needs to just start closing shop right now. Just laughing. I don't know. We'll find out. Daphne has been very helpful this afternoon. Thanks a lot. It really hasn't gotten dark yet. I don't know what time this... Thank you. I don't know what time these happenings are supposed to happen. My neighbor has such beautiful, beautiful flowers in front of his yard. But again, I don't want to, expose our whereabouts like that. Hey, Val. And whoever y'all is, whoever's calling me on the phone, I am not going inside. Robert Mueller. Mueller is Mueller, I believe, on Daphne. I think it's, Robert Mueller. That's the investigator. Whoever's calling on the house phone, I'm not answering. I'm out here basking in the solar eclipse to come. I was watching the NASA. I guess they're broadcasting the eclipse. Looked like it had gotten most ways. The moon had gotten past the sun already, but I guess that's wherever they are. So this is starting in the west coast, and it's going to travel to the east coast. My runes are out here marinating in it, as am I. Hey, Nikisha. Oh, stop. He's a Leo. Okay, that's another fire sign. Oh, Donald is over, baby. Yes. The fire signs are coming after you, bro. Exactly. He might as well forget it. I'm good, darling. I'm good. I'm just out here enjoying, Nikisha, I'm just out here enjoying the solar eclipse to come. You're a Leo also. Okay. So we're looking for righteousness, right? Fire signs are looking for righteousness. Donald Trump is going to burn alive. Yes, thanks to the fire signs in his life. And his poor little Capricorn son-in-law is going to be barbecued first. They're going to give him up. He's going to go through. But he's going to come out the other end all right. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. Because what it is that Donald taught him all of those bad tricks that he learned. Mortgaging up your life. And getting these loans from Deutsche Bank and all of these oligarchs. We just came out of the eclipse. Hey, yes, Nikki's a girl. Yeah, she said. It was awesome. Okay, so hey, Seda. So Daphne, what part of the country are you in? Are you in the United States? I assume you are. So are you in the West or are you the middle? Was it Central? It must be something because I hear people on the news start chattering, and I didn't get nothing over here. It was awesome. I know. So I'm on the East Coast. So are you on the West Coast? Or are you in Central? Stephanie? South Carolina? Well, that's the East Coast. So that was it? New York's not getting no more than that? Ah, that's all right. That is interesting. It didn't even get cloudy. That's impossible. It's got to come somewhere. It can't be finished. Can't be finished on the East Coast. South Carolina. Okay, so the map did go down this way a bit. But they said it was going to be visible. Yes. There was one big letdown in the parts of North Carolina that was supposed to get 95% and didn't. I know! This is what I'm saying. Because if North Carolina and D.C. was supposed to get 95%, call your mother and ask her. She's in Brooklyn. Call her and ask her. Shasha Red? Hello? Yeah. Let's, hi, Sasha. Yeah, call your mother, because I know I'm not crazy. But they were supposed to get it in North Carolina, and they didn't. Isn't that interesting? See, God does what God does. God's going to do what God's going to do. So maybe just that little bit of cool breeze I felt, and a little bit of the sun shading, that was it. All those folks went out and bought those silly glasses. See, I told you. No, some parts. Franklin, North Carolina got 95%. Well, it's off the coast now. It's out to sea at this point, right? It should be going towards the Caribbean at this point. I would think, Lakeisha. Girl, it's gone. Lakeisha, you silly. You'll get me voted off the block. That was good. Hey, Miss Adams. Hey, Miss Adams. Hey, Miss Adams. How are you? Okay, so since it's over, that's okay. It's good. Because whether or not we got shaded, we didn't have to get shaded for us to have been outside during the solar eclipse, right? We didn't have to get shaded. We just had to be out here. It's the same air. It's the same energy. Oh, that's why it wouldn't shuffle. It wouldn't give me any more cards because all the cards weren't there. And that was fine. Because that was the message that we've been getting. I watched it on the news and trying to need glasses on my glasses. Trying to not need glasses. Yeah, I know. Not trying to need glasses on my glasses. Yeah, well, that's why I had my back turned to the sun. Or so I thought. And I was working this way towards the house, so that I would not expose my eyes, my retinas, to getting burned. This ain't my first time at the rodeo. We did have a solar eclipse years ago. Whatever they said was the last time, I was there for that. We was in school, we were kids, and we had these special way, like a box and another box inside of it, and look this way with a mirror. It was all convoluted business, but we did it. It was special. It was a. What were you doing with the cards? Oh, hi, Joan and Jason. You came back. See, you came back, and now I'm done. I was shuffling the cards. You know, I do readings. So anyway, I came out here today to shuffle the cards and just get some messages. And we seem to get some messages, and that Mr. Trump is having a... Sessions is a Gemini too, by the way. Okay. The box. Okay, right? The box in school. Remember? See, I ain't lying. Sessions is a Gemini too, by the way. Okay, so we see how this is going. So this is Donald Trump is a Gemini, Nakisha, and he has a lot of Gemini energy, the negative energy of Gemini. Hey, Mary. Hey, Mary. And it seems that he's surrounded by a whole lot of fire signs, because as I was sitting here, I was just shuffling the cards just to, let them get some of the solar eclipse energy, and they started to come out. And I was able to get messages, and the message I got is that there's someone around him that is trying to people around him are trying to stay there because they feel that they can somehow influence or lessen whatever foolishness he comes up to, whatever negativity he's planning to land on the American people. And I had been earlier getting ready to do the reading for Virgo for September, and after I laid out their cards, I was just sitting there looking at the cards, and I started to get intuitive messages about it seemed to be something political. And the messages said that there was a lot of things happening in the world. There are those willing to stand up to this bully through the fire. And as Daphne, who's also watching, was able to help me figure out that there are several fire signs, Sagittariuses, around the Donald Trump story, which would be Michael Flynn, James Comey, Robert Mueller is a Leo, Flynn is a Sag, Comey is a Sag, Bannon is a Sag. So, and that was very interesting. That there's going to need all hands on deck to fight this dragon. And a family sacrifice is going to topple his strength. And that may have to do with what happened in Charlottesville with that young lady. Her mother's not having it. A lot of secrets exposed, changes and transformation, lots of wars and battles being fought in the air and in the sea. And I took that to mean that it doesn't have to be actual, fights, physical bombings and all of that, but it could be. But it could also be things going on behind the scenes that we're not privy to, and that are being affected by those people who are remaining in Trump's atmosphere, trying to protect us from the foolishness. So that's what I was doing out here with the cards. I was just shuffling them and giving them, some energy of this different type of energy that would be sent out during a solar eclipse, especially had we been in the path that they told us that we were in. I was expecting to just be out here and to experience that. And I have the runes out here, getting a little of that solar air too, that solar sunshine. Hi, Fletcher. So there's a lot of Sagittarius, a lot of fire energy around Trump, and we were saying that Gemini and Sagittarius, they're attracted to each other. Gemini has been known to not be so forthcoming with the truth. They can be two-faced, and they can be liars, and Sagittarius is not like that. That's something that Sagittarius has a thing about, lying and being two-faced. Both of those signs, Gemini and Sagittarius, are very straightforward, very blunt. Hey, Tenny Senny. Something huge is on the horizon. Standing in agreement. You are excellent in your craft, sis. Thank you. Hey, Darnell. Yeah, that the things that they agree upon would attract them and may have created a situation where they were, willing and comfortable working together. Because Michael Flynn, from what he was a Trump whisperer. He was able to calm his ass down, and that is the thing about Sagittarius and Gemini. They bring Sagittarius is the opposite to actually Cancer is, but Cancer and Gemini again that same. Cancer and then Gemini. So you have traits, whatever sign you are, Cancer will have a little of the traits of the Gemini too. All right, just as Gemini will have some of the traits of the Leo, right? Gemini. No, it's Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Yes. So Gemini would have some character traits of Cancer. Cancer is the opposite sign to Sagittarius. If you look on the chariot, it signifies Sagittarius and Cancer, the yin and the yang, the black and the white, the water and the fire is Cancer and Sagittarius. Hey, Tracy. Oh, you're in the United Kingdom. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, all right. Well, welcome. How was the eclipse by you? Hey, Tracy. Tenny, how was the eclipse by you in the UK? So, Nakisha, that's what we were talking about. I was saying that the energy of the fire signs, and James Comey is a Leo. Okay, so Daphne was helpful. Hi. Hey, Annette. Hi, baby. Hi, sis. Oh, you only got a partial there. Sagittarius and Cancer, are they compatible with love? Sagittarius, and yes, Sagittarius has to be a little patient with Cancer, because Sagittarius may be a little more adventurous than Cancer is. Cancer can be kind of conservative, as opposed to Sagittarius being a little more aggressive and a little more willing to experiment and play. But they balance each other out. Sagittarius is go, go, go. I love you too in that. Sagittarius is go, go, go. And Sagittarius is like, slow down. You're moving too fast. Let's take a look here. I love you too in that. So yeah, they're compatible with love. You just have to, Sagittarius just has to be patient with Cancer, but they're trustworthy. Well, Geminis are impulsive, yes, of course. But there's Donald Trump has a pathology that whatever the. Okay, thank you, Nakisha. I hope I explained it to you. Enjoy the rest of your day too, babe. Thanks for watching. Yes, they are impulsive. Geminis are. But because we're dealing with a sociopath, everything is amplified. There's more. Spending time with a Cancer and you're a Sag. Okay, well then that's a good thing. Then you should be enjoying that. You should be enjoying that. You should be enjoying that. Cancers are nice guys. They're sweethearts. And they're trustworthy, I think, to a point. They can be deceitful. But can all men? Yes, Daphne, Donald Trump is a negative example of the Gemini because he has other things going on. He is a undiagnosed ADHD from childhood. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you very much. And that's what it is. We're dealing with someone, and he's older now, and so he's got dementia. And, people that have dementia can be very cantankerous and hard to get along with sometimes. And they're starting to set in, and everybody's afraid of him. And nobody in his family wants to challenge him because they don't want to get cut out of the will. They're going to go through all of these changes, and then they're going to find out that it wasn't as much as they thought that it was. That's what the final joke's going to be. But we were saying earlier that maybe the way that he can get out of this saving face would be to fake his own death. That way his narcissism, thank you, his narcissism will get satisfied by being able to see his own presidential, funeral, with the horse-drawn carriage if he wants it, or, he could get his ashes, whatever. He'd fake his own death and get one of those big funerals, and he'll accomplish the one thing that no other president has been able to accomplish, and that would be witness their own funeral. And then it would be over. There'd be no more investigation. Hey, Vinny, there'd be no more investigation. It'd be done. He'd be gone, and then we just had to worry about Pence's rank ass. But now his ass is just as guilty as Trump. Don't be fooled. Just as guilty as Trump, and whatever Trump did, he's guilty of it too. I don't give a shit what they say. There's only one ticket. You don't vote separately for president and vice president. It's one ticket. And if the head of the ticket was in colluding with the Russians, then that makes your ass a colluder too, by association. Yeah, I think that is, this is what I feel about Trump. Okay, so I'm going to pick these rooms up because I guess they've gotten enough sun today out here. They soaked up enough of that solar energy, that solar eclipse energy. We'll put them back in to the pouch. Sometimes I use the rooms when I have a client, in person, or for myself. Sometimes I just shake them up and put my hand in and pull something out and see what thus say the Lord. Hey, Vinny. Hugs and kisses too to you. So, hey, Excel. So, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I'm glad that I sat out here and experienced the solar eclipse, not so eclipsed, solar eclipsed, and get those messages that the Spirit wanted us to get about what's going on in our world today, that we have to be careful. So this being has to be fought from all sides. We have to pray, we have to get involved, run for office, sign up people, register to vote, stand up against these assembly people and these state assembly and the legislatures, the state legislatures, whoever. Did the solar eclipse do something positive for our world energy? Well, we'll have to see. I know that they said that it was supposed to be a negative time for Sagittarius, Capricorn, and I believe they said either Taurus or Pisces, but I know they said Capricorn and Sagittarius. So things are probably going to be a little topsy-turvy for the next 2 weeks or so. Some type of struggles for Sagittarius and Capricorn during that time. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what it's going to do for our energy. But I think it's supposed to do, again, some positive things. There's a Leo energy that's, I think the moon is in Leo during this time also. But we got to just be strong and keep ourselves focused on what's going on, not get distracted by the other shiny objects that this administration is going to throw at us. Be mindful of your surroundings, everybody. Don't take anything for granted. There's some under level evil that has been let loose upon America. you know, and this may be a lesson for all of us. My friend is a Scorpio and we barely get along, yet we hang on. Scorpios are strange and interesting. Hey, Angela. Yeah, well, Gemini and Scorpio. Huh? Yeah, okay. Scorpio's a little rough, but I guess the men aren't as hard to get along with as the women. I bet he's sexy. Or at least he thinks he is, or at least he acts like he is, right, Daphne? Looney Tunes. Yeah, but sometimes opposites attract, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's about it. Oh, okay. His sexiness is just about it. I hear that. Well, hey, at least he's got some redeeming quality. Shoot. Could you imagine? Yeah. And that's important, to find something nice to say about him. The Cancers are good guys. And Geminis are good guys too, but like I said, they're a little, they have a strange relationship with the truth. He hit it and quit it, and we hit it and quit it, and deuces. Hey, sometimes that's what keeps the peace. Hey, you got to know if this is what, Cancers are sneaky. Yes, they can be deceitful. They can be sly. They can be sneaky. They can be sneaky. It depends on if they're sneaking in order to be with you, or are they sneaking in order to not to be with you? Are they sneaking around in order to spend more time with you, or are they sneaking around so that they don't have to spend more time with you? It depends on what end of the sneakiness you're on. Sometimes you have to have an understanding with a person, Daphne. Hey, if the sex is good, and you just, hey, it is what it is. Grown people do grown people things. Cancers are great lovers, they say. Well, I would imagine so. A Cancer person, sneaky to cheat. Well, he's either being sneaky to cheat with you or to cheat on you. Better be sneaky. Cancers are great lovers, they say. Yes, I would imagine so, that they're very sensitive people. They're very sensitive people. And I think that they're people pleasers too, I think. And they try to keep the peace. And if they're comfortable with you sexually, okay, but good luck. Okay, so Tracy's testifying on behalf of the Cancers that they're good lovers. Vinny, I don't know. Yes, they love to please. I love Capricorn men. Really? Okay, well, Capricorn men, they're good guys. They're friendly. They're smart. They have no problem standing up and speaking in crowds. They have a lot of friends. They have a lot of friends. Aquarius, I really have to look at that. I really have to look at Aquarius men in relationships. I love Capricorn men. Okay. They love to please. Yes, I think Cancers are they're people pleasers, and if they love you, they love you. They're sincere. I don't think they're phony. They may be sneaky, but they're not phony. And there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's like Aquarius men are fickle. Okay, so we have someone speaking from experience. Aquarius men are fickle. Well, yes, because they're water. So water is a shapeshifter, right? It moves the way it moves, right? Depending on how it's being jiggled. Vinny. Yes. Aquarius men are fickle. So I guess it depends on how the boat is moving. So true, Patricia. Yeah. So, yes, like I said, Cancers can be sneaky, but I don't think that, and they can be, deceitful. But I don't think that they're mean-spirited, like Aries men. And Sagittarius men can be manipulative and mean-spirited. You know, strong-willed. Yeah, they're strong-willed. Of course, they think they're the boss. They think they're the leader. They think that they're smarter than everybody else. They think they're smarter than everybody else. Geminis do too. Because Geminis know they have that power to shake shift, you know, to be two sides of the same coin. That they know that. They know that they have that con artist skill. You know, they show one face to one set of people and another face to another set of people. Aries are very strong-willed, yes, whether they're right or they're wrong. They're very strong-willed because everything is about them, because they're narcissists. Sagittarius men are good providers. Sagittarius men are very, they present well. Cancer men, though, they're slow. They're kind of old-fashioned, I think, kind of laid back. Sun is Aries, and my mom and my brother are in a good relationship with them, but otherwise, besties. Yeah. Yes, for the Sagittarius men. Oh, yeah, Sagittarius men are attractive and smart. Aries are moody because they're control freaks. They use that moodiness to control those people who they can't control otherwise. Wherever way they think that they can get in, they're going to get in. However way they can move, they're going to move just like that. Sagittarius men, yes. Hey, Edith. That they are. Yeah, but the Sagittarius men are good providers. They present well in public, while they could be SOBs at home behind doors, but they're not going to embarrass you in public kind of thing. They're not like that. They're not like that. But Aries people in general are strong-willed people. My son, Libras can handle Aries. Libras, because they're balanced. Hey, Amy. Yeah. I'm gonna look for more about Aquarius men, Vinny, and I'll get back to you. How often do you go live? I love listening. I don't know, whenever I feel like it. I just did it today because of the solar eclipse. It wasn't because of any reason. I should be inside doing the readings for Virgo now, but I'm feeling like I need a nice cold drink first and relax a little bit. But I wanted to enjoy the energy out here today. So anyway, everybody, thank you. I don't know. I'll see how. I know that there's a way that you could say beforehand. Hey, Edith, I know that there's a way that you could schedule something beforehand. Tell people I'm going to be on at a certain time or whatever. I wish I could pay you for it. You can pay me for a reading, and feel free. Anytime. It's a PayPal PB Tarot 7. PayPal me at PB Tarot 7. Yes, that's what I believe it is. Or you can go send me an email at pbtarot7@gmail.com, and we can talk about that. But yes, and feel free. Anybody can donate to PB Tarot 7 on PayPal. You can always look me up. And hey, Kendall, you came back, or you've been here the whole time? But I'm getting ready to go inside so I can have something cool to drink. Yes, Patricia, send me your info for PayPal again. Okay, certainly I shall. I'll do that. Thanks, everybody. That's so cool. That's so cool. I just sat down here and said, well, let me see who comes and what the Spirit does have to say. But the Spirit was very helpful. So we know, got to keep an eye on these Sagittarius people around the Trump administration so far. Michael Kelly. Jeff Sessions is a Gemini, right? Michael Kelly, Steve Bannon. Mueller is Leo. Jared is Capricorn. Have a blessed day, everyone. Hey, Curtis. Hey, Curtis Sterling. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Daphne, for helping me. Thank you so much. Yeah. So let's keep an eye on any of these fire signs around Donald Trump. They're the ones that are gonna be the main players. And it seems that Mr. Jared Kushner may be the sacrificial lamb. Okay? Thanks so much, everybody. I'm so happy that everybody joined in with me today. And it was good. It was fun. Okay? And I'll do it again soon. Let me get ready to start these readings for the month of September. For all of the fires, all of the signs, starting with Virgo. Okay? Thank you. Have a blessed day. I enjoyed you all tuning in, Dion. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.